So you may be asking yourself, what are things that you should avoid when you're trying to save money? Things that could literally stop you dead in your tracks? Stay tuned and I'll be covering what I think are 5 things to avoid starting today. Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies, and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things to avoid when you're trying to save money. I mean, avoid them like the plague. Each and every one of them can be, at very least, hamper your efforts, and at very worst, wipe out all your savings. So let's get started. First point. I'm going to start off this video with a big one. This is learning to avoid bad spending habits. I think one of the biggest things we can struggle with is looking for happiness in spending. Who, me? No. You may not think you do, but does getting a shiny new car or the latest gadget excite you? Well, it excites me. I've learned how to control that desire, and I won't lie to you, this is one thing I have to work on each and every day. The trick is to find excitement in saving money. I recently broke the $160,000 mark. Woohoo! And I won't lie, that excites me more than that shiny new car. Also, the dividend interest that I'm collecting in the neighborhood of about $1,500 a month is also pretty exciting. It feels like I got a part-time job and I don't have to spend any time to collect those juicy paychecks. And this brings me to my second point. It's so easy to see those juicy returns in your savings account, as I just mentioned. It's even easier to think, wouldn't it be nice to spend a bit of that right now? Don't do it! I love how it's stated in the book called The Richest Man in Babylon. It calls eating your slaves. Ugh, I know it sounds a little gross, but it will stick in your mind. Think about every dollar you save as a financial slave that will go and work for you and eventually create more dollars who will be the children of your slaves. So slaves are your slaves. You might not think it makes a difference, but let's take a pretty simple savings plan that will last, let's say, 20 years. Let's also say that you'll be contributing $500 a month and you have the potential of getting about an 8% return on your savings each and every year. If you contribute to this fund for exactly 20 years, you would have contributed exactly $120,000. If you'd taken out the interest from your money on a consistent basis, you'd still have exactly $120,000 after those 20 years. But let's say you left the interest in your fund. And in those 20 years, the total interest would be, get this, $164,499.53. It's more than you contributed. You would have a total of $284,499.53 saved. So remember, don't eat your slaves. But what you can do is click the like button if you're enjoying this content. And if you're really enjoying it, be sure to subscribe. It's easy, it's free, and keeps you in the know when I drop the next wealth strategy video. Point number 3, don't be financially illiterate. Don't. So many people are what I call financially illiterate. They have no idea how to save, what to invest into, and many don't even know how to balance a bank book. You need to become financially literate. Think of it as learning to read. If you can't read, it can be a huge hindrance to your future. Learning to read is so important, and I believe learning financial matters is just as important. You have to remember, nobody will be inclined to manage your money better than you. It's a simple and straight out fact. Also, if you decide to make an investment, you can, without knowing it, make bad investments that can cause you to lose all of your hard-earned savings. I've gotten involved into 3 different investment deals in the past and broke both of those rules. And I'll be honest with you. I trusted others with my money, and I didn't understand the full nature of the investment with its risks. Let's just say I contributed about $200,000 into my financial education fund. I truly wish I sought real financial education instead of making these huge blunders. Believe it or not, the easiest way is to watch YouTube videos. Don't trust everything you hear, but you'll hear a lot of different points of view, but it will help you out at the same time. Point number 4. This, in my opinion, is also a big one. Waiting for the right time to plant your money tree. There's always an excuse. You need to break through the excuses and get that money tree planted. I made life excuse after life excuse for over 20 years when I knew how to invest, had the money to invest, and all I had to do was get it done. Time is your superpower when it comes to savings. Don't waste precious time by delaying your planting date. Get your money tree planted today. I'd even say it's better to try an investment and fail than to just wait. If I actually planted my money tree 20 years ago and started to save that $500 a month, I'd have at least $284,499.53 saved. Yahoo! And what I've learned in the meanwhile, I would have been able to increase my returns to close to 12%. And add that to the $1,600 I've already saved, and I continue to earn, let's say, what I'm getting right now, which is 12% going forward. I would be able in 5 years to save over $700,000. So my advice to you is don't wait. If you don't know how to do something, don't put it off. Figure it out today. Point number 5. One thing you must learn to avoid is trying to keep up with the Joneses. In other words, live a rich-looking life. At the end of the day, nobody really cares if you got the latest gadgets and stuff that makes up life. Some of the richest people I know are the most plain-looking if you were to hang out with them. They could easily eat at the $100 a plate steakhouse every night, but they eat at home, or they just grab an inexpensive pizza. Maybe on special occasions they will splurge, and they definitely can, but it's not their normal lifestyle. Hey, once you save $10 billion, you too can buy rocket ships and go to Mars. But for now, avoid the temptation to look well-to-do and just live simply. And these are my 5 things I recommend you must absolutely avoid if you're trying to save money. But would you like to know what the 5 ways to save money are? I do have 5 ways that are really awesome. Right now, there's a video showing that will show you my 5 favorite strategies I employed to save over $160,000 in just over 3 years. Be sure to check it out. And if you don't, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate your time, and I hope you got something from this. Frank Thomas here. We'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.